cruising with Crabb. Buckle up. You're along for the ride. All right, so today I want to talk about video games. How video games, well, they were a big part of my life. Big part of my life growing up. But video games, I have to say, have definitely, I don't want to say delay, but have definitely made me all I want to think about are video games. I mean, that's what they're designed to do, keep people addicted to it. It's like gambling, it's like any kind of addiction. I find video games aren't talked about a lot for addiction, and people don't take it seriously. And honestly, you should. It, like I said, it didn't ruin my life. It made me always think about it, and that's why I actually ended up quitting it completely. And it was a couple times prior to this. This is like I just maybe about a few months back, I just quit completely. I was still holding a job, obviously. I was still, working with my sister, helping her out. But what I've noticed too, like you imagine going on a trip, you put a lot of money into something, and let's say you're in Italy and you're in Florence and you're just around it. And I imagine someone says to you, it's like, isn't this beautiful, Jonathan? I would just be, I would be so amazed by everything, but there'd be a part of my mind where it'd be like, man, I would love to be home right now playing something on a video game, Call of Duty or Resident Evil. I would think about these things as I'm on this really fancy trip. And I remember this happened to me I was in 2018. I went on a cruise, and I had that thought. I think I was in part of the trip. I remember I had it a couple times, but I just remember being like, I think it was in Barcelona or it was Portugal, and I had that thought, and that's when I'm like, this isn't good. I shouldn't be. I dropped all this money down, and I'm thinking about playing a video game right now. Like, in video games, it's entertainment, but a lot of people can get consumed by it, and then they take that as their identity. That's why, like, if you don't play games, you can make characters in a lot of video games. There's different kind of types of video games, but not every game has it where you can make your own character. But people can get very in depth with the character that they're making, make them look like them, make them look like somebody they wish they could be. And I say wish they could be because a lot of people that play video games, and I'm going to say it, and I just felt like a loser. I really just felt like a loser sitting there for hours and hours and hours just playing and consuming my time looking at a TV in the dark, having the worst diet. I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit. The more I progressed through the years, it got bad for me. Like I said, if I had work, I would make time to always make sure I could play a game session. Even if it was like 45 minutes, I always found a way. And the thing is, like I said, there's some people who have addiction to this a lot worse than me, where people have actually dropped out of high school or college or anything. They've lost relationships. They were married. Their wife left them. And I can definitely tell you that this is something that I find more men struggle with this than women. And I'm not putting women on the back end here. Like, anybody can get addicted to anything. But for me in particular, sorry, I thought it was like I'm in the forest right now. There was some like wild animal looking at me. But there's a lot of people who are addicted to video games, and people don't take it serious enough. And I find that it needs to get more attention, and it needs to get more awareness. I mean, again, for me, not everybody may have the same problem like I did, but I can definitely tell you, for me, it's been something that's been going on and off throughout my life. And the longest I ever went without it was about a year and a half. This was back in 2018. And I just took a break between 2018 and 2019. And then when the pandemic hit, Animal Crossing came out, and that got people through that pandemic, like myself. So I remember playing that for a while, put like hundreds of hours in that game. I have other friends at the time who were playing it who put even more, so I don't feel as bad. But anyway, the reason I bring this up is it's especially with like the warmer weather. I'm here in Canada, so it's nice to get warmer weather when we do. Yeah, we had quite a cold winter, that's for sure. And it's just, again, guys, if you've been consuming yourself so much with video games, and like, hey, I get it. I'm not saying video games are like evil. Video games are awesome. They're so much fun, but they are extremely addicting. And the problem is, that's all you want to do with your life is game. And that's why I just said enough is enough, and I have to quit. This is just too much for me. It's too much what it's doing to my soul. It's my potential in life. It's going to decrease it even longer. And I was like, I got to stop. And I'm so glad I did. One of the best decisions that it's ever done for me. Even when I told you guys I'm going to get more into that in another video sometime with my body transformation. If you follow me on Instagram, I took a lot of pictures and stuff. I started doing that July 26th of last year. I basically started at 120 pounds, and I'm almost in the 180 zone right now. I think I pretty much am. The scale, obviously, the numbers, you can't always follow that because everyone's different with their weight because of height, their length of their limbs. That's a whole other topic. But as I was doing my body transformation, trying to put on weight, the more I did that, the more dopamine I got from doing that. And I realized, and that's like, this is making me start new hobbies. This is going to, and it felt very uncomfortable at first. Not minus putting on the weight, that's a whole other story. But when you're doing something new, you always got that inner voice telling you like, you're not good enough. You can't do it. That's your old awareness. This is kind of like in a manifestation kind of thing a little bit we're going into. Your old awareness is trying to put you back into your old ways to make you think that, again, like I said, you're not good enough, and the only thing you're good at is playing a video game and having some random job or whatever, and have a basic life again. And I saw my last video, especially on clothes. I don't like that basic look. That also goes, I don't want a basic identity. I want the life. I want the best life ever. I want to make every second count. And like this YouTube channel definitely keeps me on my toes. It's keeping me productive. It's a nice way to express myself, and I love it for that. It brings peace to me, and it's really refreshing for me where I am in my life. And it will continue to be. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to have this platform to express that to you guys. And yeah, so it's amazing. But I just want to say, guys, if you're a gamer, sorry, my hand's getting tired. I'm holding my phone. I'm going to switch my hand with my phone here in 1 second. There we go. This is the hand I should have done before. Way better. Hey, you live and you learn, right? As you guys can tell, I'm outside, and I did mention in my last video, you can wear sunglasses and hats. I don't like to do that right in the morning. I like having the sun hit my eyes. That's a whole other video I can do. But right now, this is about the video games. But yeah, thinking if there's anything else I should explain with that. Video game addiction that's another thing too. I talked about dopamine. Dopamine is such a rewarding system for us, especially in video games, because you're unlocking things. You can buy things with credits. You have new costumes. Like look at Fortnite, for example. You don't even have to be a gamer. People that play Fortnite, they have like different skins that they can use for their characters and then such. It just goes on the list. And you just get so immersed into that. And then the thing is, one of the biggest things I hate about video games is right after you done play the game, like let's say you have to go to work or something, that feeling, you just feel that groggy kind of feeling. And you just feel, oh my God, I'm so tired. And then you just see like a pizza box from like yesterday. It's not a good way, especially if you're trying to change your life and such. And I wasn't that athletic growing up, and that's another video I can get into, but now that's changing. I have a very athletic body now. This is the best shape I've ever been in my life. And I'm a lot older when I started doing this. And I'll tell you something, age is not a number. Like, age, if you let that define who you are, you will age. I guarantee it. Again, I mentioned this before in my first video. Your mind is the truth. Your ears and eyes are just an illusion. You choose in your mind what to believe. And if you believe that, that's what you will get. Everything is neutral. Reality does not care about your feelings, does not care about anything else. It really, that's what I mean. So like, stop feeling sorry for yourself. Stop trying to get validation from other people, because I'm telling you, it all comes from you. And that is a manifestation quote I've heard from a channel who I mentioned already before, who's helped me very much who I am today. And I forever am grateful for this man. So you know who you are, my friend, with those sunglasses. I should have brought my sunglasses though for this video though, but that's okay. But like I said, it's good to get that morning sunlight and getting the boost, the vitamin D. So it's nice. But yeah, guys, video games. To sum it all down, if you are struggling with video games and you really want to stop, I advise you stop. You may lose some friends. You may lose all your friends, because let's say you've been playing with them. They might, and that's the biggest pull. These friends will be like, come on, man, play another game. Come on, dude. Like, you're crazy, whatever. I fell back into that pull, and I should have just got out. And I did a couple times. And lately I've been, I stopped gaming. It's been months now, but I was playing more single player games. That made me more isolated from everybody else. I just didn't want to do anything. I had all these goals. Like, even I was thinking about doing YouTube, but I was like, no, I'm going to play one more game. I'm going to play one more game. And the biggest thing that brings people back into video games, and this is another thing that helped me stop, is there's nothing else that really gives me dopamine. The last game I played was a game called Helldivers 2. That game was so much fun, to the point where I didn't want to do anything else. But like I said, I was still working my hours, I was never calling in. I never did that. I was always good that way. I've always stayed productive, even though gaming was a big part of my life, big part of my childhood. Do I have any regrets with that? And honestly, like, I don't want to be like living in the past, because again, the past does not exist. There's only the now, right? And again, like I said, age, people get so consumed, like, oh, I gotta have kids. I'm almost this age, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't make, obviously I'm a man. A man can have a kid anytime they want. And women, that's a whole other conversation I get into. But my point is, with video games, you have to really make a decision, and you have to really look at yourself and be like, is this consuming my life? Ask yourself that. Is it really affecting you on a level where you could be doing better? And I'm going to tell you right now, and people might be triggered by this, I'm telling you, just quit altogether. You can go cold turkey. There's no way around it, guys. I would be like, I spent so much time going like, oh, there's a way to get around this. There's a way I can still play video games. There's not, guys. I'm telling you, if you can quit, do it. Listen, I know there's people that make money playing video games. They stream, all that stuff. And you've been doing that for a while. It's great. But it's just, I'm sorry. I'm done surrounding myself. And it's, again, I mean, everyone is you, obviously a reality, but just the way I see people in the communities, I see, and that's one thing, putting on all this weight now. I realize, looking at how I see people, I'm like, oh my God, I used to be that weight. Like, I see someone who's very thin, I go, oh my God, like, there's potential. They could be better. They could really pull themselves. I don't go up to somebody and bully them, but obviously I can say this on my video right now and say, in my head, I'm like, they can do better. I know they can do better because I have achieved greatness. And from putting on all that weight, especially with how I started, I was very underweight, and most people do. I did not have an athletic body. There are people who have amazing genetics when they're born, right? And they can already do great things. They have very powerful strength. I had none of that. I had to literally eat so much food. Again, this is going into another video, which I'll talk about. But again, that taught me, like, oh my God, if I can do this, I can do anything in life, right? So again, I'll get more into that in another video. But video games, guys, it's a bad, nasty habit. And I believe you with this. If you can quit, do it. All right. There's people who have smoked. There's people who have smoked cigarettes, and they struggle with that. I've never had a problem with that. I tried cigarettes a long time ago with a friend. Never got addicted to it. There's people who have there's people who say those are worse. Yes, to a certain degree, but also video games are a silent killer. They are the thing that's really consuming people, because there's people who say, well, it doesn't hurt you. You can just sit there. You're alone. It's not good. You're isolating yourself. You're constantly looking at a screen. You have no communication skills, right? I'm a kid from the early '90s, right? A lot of kids now were born with a phone in their hand. They don't know how to communicate. They only know how to text. You put them in a real life situation, they don't know how to communicate at all, and it's not good. So again, we need to really be aware of what we're doing all the time. I'm not saying to live your life in fear, but if you feel like it's not serving you well and you're not getting anything good out of it, and your intuition, your higher self is telling you like there's something wrong here, then I say do it, end the video game addiction. I promise you, it has helped me so much. You might not feel great when you quit. It took me a few weeks. You have like you're literally relapsing. I'm not kidding you. You relapse. So when you hear people that are trying to quit cigarettes, it's the same kind of concept, but your mind's like, no, I need dopamine, right? And I'll tell you this too, even me quitting video games, I hardly watch TV anymore. I hardly watch even movies anymore. I don't watch the news. I don't even watch sports that much anymore. Like I watch football, and that's one thing too. When I was quitting video games, I'm like, well, what else can I do with TV? I'm like, well, I could start watching sports. And I actually got into sports because of a friend and a couple other people. And I love football. I think it's really cool. I'm a newcomer with it, but I think it's really cool. I enjoy it a lot, but I hardly ever watch it. I can't sit there anymore for like a game's like 3 hours long and ads and such, right? So, and then that's the thing. Like, this is what I mean. Having this playing video games all my life, I don't really want anything to do with it with a screen. I mean, obviously, I'm doing my YouTube videos. That's it, right? This is something that at least benefits people, right? YouTube is like the only thing I watch. I have YouTube Premium. There's people I watch on YouTube that I really enjoy, that are beneficial for me, for my soul, and for this character Jonathan that I am. So, anyways, guys, this is pretty much. I might make a part 2 to this because there's a lot else I could go into this, but we're getting quite a little bit long with this video, but that's okay. A lot more content coming your way. I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's been a great ride for today's video, and I will see you again for the next ride. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Oh, and one thing I will say with video games, and that's, I was saying with identity, we put our identities so much in video games, and you have to realize, like, once you realize, oh my God, I'm putting so much more time into this character in like World of Warcraft, right, or this fantasy game. Because then the biggest thing is I would be like, being skinny, I wouldn't like what I looked like. So I always make my characters look so super, badass or something like that. And then I look at myself in the mirror after turning the game system off and not liking what I see in the mirror, right? So we amp ourselves up too much with these things. The dopamine we get from them makes us hate ourselves even more, I find. For me personally, I did that. So I changed that. And like I said, you're going to feel very uncomfortable, but you just got to keep telling yourself, that voice that's telling you you can't do this. No, I can do this, right? That's your old awareness, right? That's a video I can make about that I've learned from my friend with the sunglasses, who I mentioned already. I can get more into that with my own interpretation from what I've learned from his teachings. So anyways, that's why I love doing these. I get every time I do a video of these, after, I always think I'm going to do the next video after this about something else, but it becomes something I'm like, you know what, maybe I should get into this one before I do the next one. So, and that's great. I'm the best communicator. There's always something for me to talk about. I have tons of ideas. So like I said, this video game addiction that I had, I'm actually grateful that I experienced that, because I don't think I'd be talking about this with anybody. And I know this is going to benefit for somebody, or benefit for all of you. Actually, it is going to benefit for all of you. And even if you're not a video gamer or whatever, this is going to help you benefit in some way and make a big difference for your life. All right, guys, that's all the time I got right here. We're almost at the 20-minute mark. I'm about to go for a nice walk, get that more of that vitamin D. And I will talk to you guys